Have you ever wondered who helped establish the academic field of peace studies? Probably not. I hadn't even heard of this field until I researched Elise Boulding. Peace and conflict is a social science field that identifies and analyzes violent and nonviolent behaviors. She used her beliefs through her whole life to push for strong families, early education for children, and peace. She found her life mission of being a peace activist after the Nazi invasion of her home where her family had moved from in 1940. Her and her mother had always shared the same belief that Norway was always a safe haven. After the Nazi invasion, they did not believe that anymore. And if their home couldn't be a safe haven anymore, then there was no place on earth for a safe haven either. Elise has been a peace activist since World War II, and she's written 11 books, and she built the Peace Studies program at Dartmouth College. And her husband has worked side by side all their lives being active in conflict resolution studies. She was dedicated to making a world where children especially could feel safe. You might ask, why would a woman want to spend her whole life worrying about the lives of others? That's not her job. She could be out doing whatever she wanted instead. Well, that was what she wanted. And no, it's not her job. She did not want other children to feel unsafe in the adult's world anymore, like she did when she was younger. Elise never focused on what was wrong with the world, like most peace activists did. She focused on what was right. She took violent situations like war and tried to figure out ways to prevent them instead of trying to fix them. Elise had many theories. She challenged the idea of peace being boring and time-consuming, although it was very time-consuming. And she worked towards a concept called peaceableness or peaceableness. She recognized that different cultures weren't just a starting point for differences and conflicts and war, that they were a place that they could start for a starting point for progress instead. She pushed for the fact that it is crucial in the long run to involve children in the being peace activists because they're gentle and treated with compassion by adults. And those children that are raised with peace eventually become adults that raise their children with peace, and then the world would eventually become just a peaceful place. Women, children, and family have always played a huge part in Elise's beliefs. She worked towards a strong family to have peace. A strong family, a peaceful family, will pass it on to neighbors, kind of like the pay it forward aspect. If you can turn two families into peaceful families and they each turn two families, then the entire world will eventually become a peaceful family. Elise said that family laid the backdrop for her subsequent theoretical work, meaning that her family was the backbone for her research and studies. Elise had 5 children and still obtained her PhD. She was always involved with her family from PTA to Scouts, and even helped write the peace curriculum for Ann Arbor schools. Elise often used families as a metaphor for society. Example, in a web of jewels, a family is one jewel, and the web is a society. Family is the base of society, therefore the base of peace and where peace begins. Elise's life was full of determination, purposefulness, and just goals that she always achieved. She connected the traditional views of women and made them positions of peace and power. Back in the old days, like the native Indians, the men would always go out and hunt, and the women stayed there and did all of the washing of clothes, taking care of the children, making food. They did 80% of the work, but yet they were never treated that way. Elise gave them the position of power and peace. Women have the power to make peace. Elise has given the world hope for a more peaceful future, however far that future may be. She is often called the matriarch of the 20th century peace research movement because of her involvement, theories, and determination to make the world better. Thanks to her, I now know what peace studies are, and so do you. She was a phenomenal woman and is now one of my role models. No matter what went wrong, she kept going on with her goals and aspirations. She never gave up, and neither should you.